He's the president of the United States. He's the most masculine. Come on, man. Shut up.
Ooh. Guess who's going to miss Donald Trump quite a bit?
Imagine if the people on that Capitol today look like me, Chris.
Ooh.
Where do you think we would have been today?
Would have been a bloodbath.
And that is the truth.
CNN.
If you voted for Trump, you voted for the person who the Klan supported. You voted for the person who Nazis support. You voted for the person who the alt-right supports. That's the crowd that you are in. You voted for the person who incited a crowd to go into the Capitol. You voted on that side.
You voted on that side, you see, right? You intentionally did it. You knew this was going to happen. You were aware of the possibility that this was going to happen, and you voted for that side.
Now, Donald Lemon, come on, sir. Come on. Stop this. I understand it's part of your whole shtick, right? It's part of your whole branding. That's part of your whole situation. You got to call any Trump supporter racist, neo-Nazi, white supremacist, or whatever. But do you see me right now on camera? I'm a Trump supporter, okay? Regardless of what people want to say in all the media, I'm a Trump supporter regardless. So do I appear to be a racist or a neo-Nazi or white supremacist?
How do he know that the Klan voted for Donald J. Trump? But we know the Democrat Party had Klan members in it. Yeah. That's why they didn't want slavery to end. That's why they enacted Jim Crow laws. Yeah. You know what I find sad? That people are being discriminated against based on the color of their politics. I think that is so sad. I think Don Lemon, he is such a sad soul to bring up slavery, to say if you voted for him, you're part of the Klan, you're part of this, you're part of that. He is the reason why our country is divided. And I think voices like him, they need to come down a notch because we're never going to heal as long as he continues to say something like that. Listen, people who voted for whoever, you can vote for whoever you want to vote for in this country. He don't have a right to ostracize, criticize, or demonize people that voted for Donald J. Trump.
That's right.
Here is Don Lemon just smearing every single conservative in America with the Capitol riots. Republicans know you're doing this. I mean, we have eyes, and we know that there are consequences to accepting that version of reality. The consequence is we all get excised and marginalized from the public conversation. And so our answer is no. We are not going to go along with whatever you want us to do.
Masculinity, if we're being honest, is something of a sensitive topic over at the cable news network. Of course, they know toxic masculinity is bad, along with the patriarchy. Everybody knows that. But how about regular masculinity? Assuming that still exists. Well, you might be surprised to know masculinity is extremely important to CNN's corporate culture, as it would be if you're 5'5" and lifts. Take Chris Cuomo's set, for example. They don't have coffee on that set. They have instead protein powder and energy bars and lots of pictures of Chris Cuomo exercising slowly till the veins pop. That's how seriously they take manhood over at CNN. But as you can imagine, there's a downside. All that testosterone in one place is like a powder keg. And last night, unintentionally, a Trump spokesman called Hogan Gidley lit that fuse. And he did so by claiming that Donald Trump is the most masculine president in the history of the United States.
He's the president of the United States. He's the most masculine. Come on, man. Shut up. Shut up. He is the biggest snowflake of them all. The biggest one.
Ooh. Guess who's going to miss Donald Trump quite a bit? CNN. But in the meantime, we're concerned this is all getting out of hand a little bit. All that masculinity, all that gender-neutral masculinity, things could get out of hand. So in the spirit of easing tensions and lowering the temperature at CNN a bit, we have no problem admitting for the record that Mr. Don Lemon is one heaping, helping hunk of a man. We're not ashamed to say that at all. We have no problem admitting that. No problem whatsoever. Apologies to Chris Cuomo.
So I watched this guy. He's terrible, not smart. He's not a smart person at all.
Imagine if the people on that Capitol today look like me, Chris.
Ooh.
Where do you think we would have been today?
Would have been a bloodbath.
And that is the truth.
Now, when we say that, you can feel the keyboards moving right now of righty fringe people saying,
me.
oh, listen to what Cuomo and
Yeah, but
Lemon
you know
are
what?
saying.
Well, screw them. You know why? because we have the proof. We saw the proof this summer.
Now, Don Lemon isn't the only one dumb enough to make this point, not by a long shot. Pretty much every left-wing personality is blurting out some version of it. I heard it from Ibram Kendi. Even Michelle Obama's making it today. But it's the unique combination of a really dumb point, along with the self-delusion of thinking that it's some kind of brilliant observation that makes this so notable. I want the left to be embarrassed, sure. But this is so cringeworthy that I feel almost a charitable obligation to try to stop it.
I have many people who I love in my life. And yeah, I come from a red state. I've lived in several red states. There are a lot of friends who I had to really get rid of because they are so nonsensical. I have to get rid of a lot of people in my life because sometimes you just have to let them go. I think that they have to hit rock bottom like an addict, right? And they have to want to get help. They have to want to know the truth. They have to want to live in reality. They have to want to be responsible.
What Don just showed there is what is so consistent with the lefty thinking, which is, if you're not with me, you're against me, and that you're somehow an addict and you're crazy and you have to hit rock bottom and you're awful and all of those things. You're deplorable. And that is very much a difference of what I would say is the modern lefty mind than the modern mind of someone on the right, the righty mind, let's say. And the reason for that is that people on the right generally don't think that politics is the end-all, be-all of everything, and that every little political decision you make is going to kill you or kill someone else or something like that. And this is seriously dangerous.
It used to be that you would get together with somebody and you'd go to a baseball game. And at the baseball game, you'd put your politics aside because there was a baseline recognition that you were both Americans and that while you may have different political priorities in terms of how you vote, you still want what's best for America. You still believe in traditional American values. That has gone by the wayside. People on the left refuse to acknowledge this to people on the right. They literally refuse to acknowledge it. If you vote for Donald Trump, it is because you are a racist. It is not in spite of you're not voting Trump to stop the predations of the left. You are voting Trump because you buy into the worst excesses of Donald Trump. The reason it's because you love it. You love it. You're a bad person if you vote a particular way.
By the way, these are the very people, I mean, Cuomo and Lemon and these lefties, these are the people who would say that they're the tolerant ones. But in essence, what he's saying there is he's the least tolerant person, right? Like, how could you be less tolerant than saying to friends, I'm not going to be friends with you anymore because of your political beliefs, as opposed to saying we have differences of opinion, but perhaps I know you're a good person. That's why we were friends in the first place. And let's try to work it out. By the way, I have had many friends drop me over the last couple of years. I've had acquaintances drop me. I've had issues with family members, all because I'm just saying what I believe. Now, for those of you guys that watch this, you know I'm not saying anything hateful, but if your side has run around calling everyone Nazis for 5 years, well, then you might start thinking that people are actual Nazis, and then you won't listen to measured people. So that's why someone like me is thought of as too dangerous at some level, which, as anyone watching this, you know that that's just complete nonsense.